In tonight's breaking story, Donald Trump's night just blew up as a veteran's brutal call out goes viral. That's right, Donald Trump's Veterans Day is not going well at all. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, things are not going well for Donald Trump. He recently scored a victory with ending the shutdown, but this could also spell big trouble.
Hi, friends! I told you if I had an update, I would let you know. So it looks like I'm going to get sworn in this week. After 7 weeks of waiting, I almost can't believe it's true. I am really upset that one of the first votes that I will take is on a bill that does nothing for affordable health care for the American people. And I also have to say that we have to do something to make sure that one person can't silence the voices of 813,000 people. This can never happen again to another member-elect that is waiting in the wings because someone doesn't want to do their job or because they're playing politics. I'll keep you posted on any details.
And it's no secret that whether the government is shut down or not, Donald Trump's economy continues to get worse.
I want to drop a quick note in the Supreme Court decision that I think could affect every Pennsylvanian, and that is the one argued last week as to whether or not Trump's tariffs are constitutional. And I think that this very conservative Supreme Court is actually going to find that they're not. And I say that for two reasons. One, the statute that the administration relied on never explicitly authorizes the president to impose tariffs. And two, of course, we know the Constitution gives a taxing power to Congress, not the president. So I think as a matter of policy, these tariffs have been a disaster for Americans who are already struggling to pay their bills. Basically, when businesses pay tariffs, they just pass that cost on to the citizens. And so, in my opinion, we have all been paying an unconstitutional tax. In fact, the world's leading nonpartisan tax research organization has found these tariffs, are the largest U.S. tax increase as a percentage of GDP since 1993. It estimates that the tariffs amounted to a tax increase per household of $1,200 in 2025, and then it will raise to $1,600 in 2026. The tariffs are also terrible for small businesses, which is why the U.S. Chamber of Commerce actually filed a brief opposing the tariffs to the Supreme Court. But here's the worst part. If Trump loses this case, the Treasury may need to return $500 billion in tariff revenue to the importers with interest, which could send our economy into a tailspin.
And now you're about to watch a veteran's brutal call out of Donald Trump go viral. That's right, take a look at this breaking story.
I really think that today we need to drive home this point of veterans are against what's happening in this country. Pete Hegseth stood in front of I love that response. Pete Hegseth stood in front of a room full of generals to talk about Army standards. What a f***ing joke. He talked about shaving standards, but those black soldiers that's targeting have more valor in their pinky finger than Pete Hegseth ever thought. Hegseth, Trump, and the entire lot of them don't know the first thing about anything other than themselves. So what I will not let happen on Veterans Day or any day is that lot of people preach to us about service and sacrifice. We took an oath to defend the Constitution. Technically, the president did too. Technically, the Secretary of Defense, I refuse to call that the Secretary of War. Secretary of Defense did too. But I don't think they know what the Constitution says. So let me give them a brief recap, and I'll close with these words. We the people. And if you think that we the people are going to sit by silently while you violently dismantle democracy and freedom in this country, well, stay tuned.
Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.